going on, YouTube? It's your boy JS392 back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Dodge's decision to finally switch things up by bringing in a new type of engine. They're going to get rid of the 5.7 Hemi, which you know, it's never had the best reliability. Same thing even with the 6.4, you know, the Hemi tick and all that other stuff. But people love the 6.4. I do. I have one, so you know, I'm not going to complain that much about that engine, especially because of the good amount of power that it puts out. But they are bringing in an inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, which has a standard output version that puts out 400 horsepower and 450 foot-pounds of torque. The high output version puts out 500 horsepower, 475 pound-feet of torque, which is on par with like a BMW M4 or M340i. And as you know, those cars can easily make more power if they're tuned, which is great. The only thing is, of course, you're not going to get that sound that you get out of a Hemi, but V6s and inline 6s all sound pretty good. You know, you're never going to get the sound of a Hemi, and that's probably why they're not going to get rid of it until all ICE engines or internal combustion engines are completely phased out. And to be honest, I think it's both good and a little bit dangerous because people are going to be going crazy. I know they're going to tune these cars, and if Dodge is smart, they'll finally start putting all-wheel drive in these high output, high horsepower engines. You know, they put it on the Pentastar V6. They don't put it on the V8 Hemis simply because the engines are a bit too big and it's hard to fit the all-wheel drive in a Challenger and Charger, which is why the Durango, the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and you can also say the Wrangler 392 have all-wheel drive with a big block V8. And you know, that's always been an issue with these vehicles. Too much torque, and only rear-wheel drive is you're gonna be sliding. That's my problem all the time. And you know, I'm gonna be installing 315s on my vehicle, but I don't know if that's gonna get rid of the sliding completely. And I mean, I hope it does. You know, it helps. I know it's gonna help, but I don't know if it's gonna get rid of it completely. That car has so much torque, it's crazy. And also, the good thing about that is you're losing weight. You're losing a significant amount of weight. They haven't put out numbers yet, but I mean, if the Pentastar V6 is, you know, 800 pounds lighter, then expect about the same numbers, you know, or close to it, you know, because the turbos might add weight. But still, I mean, with technology and the fact that the Pentastar is a little old and these are new, I'm sure they're going to keep the weight down significantly. And then you add the all-wheel drive, it's only going to add a couple of 100 pounds. It's not going to be a 4,000 pound vehicle anymore like it usually is. So that'll be kind of interesting and that's if they keep the Chargers and the Challengers the way they are. You know, I don't know what their plans are. They're saying they're going to kill everything in 2023. I know for a fact they're going to put these engines in the Ram and the Grand Cherokees and all the other Jeeps and stuff like that. So in terms of Dodge, sedan and the coupe, you know, Challenger, Charger, don't know what they're gonna do with that. I don't know if they're gonna bring that engine in there. They should. I say they should. Are they gonna do a refresh? Who knows? I know when they bring out their electric vehicles, that's gonna be something completely different. Don't know if that's gonna, you know, you're gonna have an electric version of a certain car and ICE version, you know, a petroleum version of it. I can't really say. It's really difficult to really like pan out Dodge's future completely because they've been so like hidden with everything, and they're saying that they're putting everything out there, but they're really not. They're just giving us tidbits and have us salivating on what's to come, and also nervous at the same time because nobody wants electric Hemi electric Mopars that are going to be silent, and then they're saying they're going to put sound in it. It was like, what are you going to do? You're going to put a huge speaker on it and make it go wing? Like, come on, bro. You're not gonna be able to imitate that Hemi V8 roar. You're never gonna be able to imitate that plus the supercharger whine. Those two components from those engines are a big part of the selling point and experience of driving those vehicles. That's why we love them. It isn't just the insane amount of power. That's a huge part of it too, but also the sound and, you know, the way people stare at you when you drive by them and you're flying past them and, you know, all that good stuff. You know, that's why sometimes people don't even have the radio on. They don't put a sound system in the car, or when they option it out, they don't put the Harman Kardon upgraded premium stereo because like they might feel like they don't need it when they're listening to the symphony of that V8 Hemi. It just is what it is. I mean, I can attest to that. You know, sometimes I forget to put on my radio and jam because I'm over here listening to the sweet sounds of my engine roaring in front of me and the exhaust behind me. It's just like, you know, you forget about it because you're still enjoying yourself. It's like a different type of jam. You're like, yeah, you know, I'm roaring through the gears and all that stuff. Let's do this. So in terms of fuel efficiency, maybe it'll be a little more fuel efficient. Power is going to be great. It's going to be delivered differently, obviously, not linear because of turbos. But if they're going to use the same ZF 8-speed, then they'll be fine. That's one of the best engine transmissions. That's one of the best transmissions on the planet. You know, it's from the Germans. So, you know, it's good stuff. I mean, even the engine itself seems like it's from Germany. I don't know. It looks like a BMW engine to me. When you talk about all the internals and how it works and everything and the way it's designed, literally it's like they took a BMW engine, just like Toyota said, you know what, let's just put it in our cars. Nothing wrong with that, you know, because BMW has gotten better with their engines and they have some of the best ones out there. I mean, what can you say? Honestly, getting rid of the 5.7 Hemi, I mean, it was the smart thing to do. I mean, when people get an RT, they're always complaining about it doesn't have enough power, yada, 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 yada. You know, although I can say it does have a good amount of power, it's just the weight. You know, the weight kills the power. It just, you're still trying to move a boat. Remember, 5.7 isn't that far from 6.4, so I know it's almost as heavy as my car. And you could feel the weight when you're moving that thing around. When you're going backwards, forwards, turns. The thing's a boat. It's heavy. It's notorious for being a boat. That inline six, and again, if they put the all-wheel drive, even better. With all that power and torque, people aren't gonna try to, you know, challenge you as much. They're gonna like, oh, nah, that thing's serious. Hell, they might even leave me in the dust. Probably, most likely. You know, I might have to. Well, I mean, I am planning to get the jailbreak, but who knows? Even that might not have a chance, just because, like I said, you tune it. Probably bring it up to 600 horsepower easily, because, you know, anything with turbos you can always bring up the power. And yes, you could do that with other vehicles too, with the supercharged Hemis. But again, that all-wheel drive will change everything. If it has all-wheel drive, you might as well go get one of those and tune it, because those red eyes aren't going to be able to move. They're going to stay stuck at the dig, spinning them damn tires, while this all-wheel drive monster next to me from Mopar is going to be flying, leaving me in the dust. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, hey, let's see what happens. I know Dodge isn't just going to bring it in and say, yeah, you know, whatever, we did something. No, they're going to really go hard. And I really believe they're going to go out with a bang in terms of the internal combustion engine, because that was their thing. That's how they won the horsepower wars, by just putting more and more and more power and giving people what they want. Dodge has always been dedicated to giving people what they want, and they've been doing it. They've been delivering, you know, and Ford and Chevy have always been trying to catch up since, you know, I guess the mid-2000s. And, you know, they can never overtake Dodge's position in the lead. And it's for good reason. I mean, they cater to the people, not just themselves. And sure enough, the numbers don't lie. And you see it pays dividends. I mean, they always say, oh, the Mustang is the best selling muscle car, yada, yada, yada. Great, but that's one car. Dodge, you know, they narrowed it down to 3 vehicles, and those vehicles sell like hotcakes. So What would you rather do? Have a whole bunch of cars and make a lot of money off of one, or have three and make a buttload of money by selling a whole bunch of those cars? I mean, I think it makes sense to just have 3 or 4 things and sell a bunch of it. You know, that way you don't have all this extra crap laying around trying to sell it and trying to give people all these crazy deals, losing money on it. But that's just me. Let me know what you folks think. If you're interested in this inline six, if you're not so sure about having a 6-cylinder with turbos in your Mopars, you know, because a lot of people make fun of the V6s, so who knows if they're gonna be making fun of this vehicle. I doubt it, because once you see what these things can do, I mean, just look at the numbers. Once you see what these things can do, it's gonna be no laughing matter. So yeah, comment below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next